everyone, and welcome back. So we are heading down to get the other snowmobile. It is just about 11 o'clock at night, and yeah, I wanted to get it this weekend, and I decided, yeah, we're gonna do it. Yeah. Okay, here it is under the tarp. So my plan is to drag it out of here with the SUV around the corner, and I'll show you how I want to load it. So I'm going to drag it around. I'll start to drag it up that hill. I'll disconnect it, drag it over to the left, and then I'll back the trailer up here, and I'll chock the trailer and pull the sled over the ledge onto the trailer. That's the hope. It'll be a lot faster and easier than the other method, which was using the come along. This way it should just kind of glide right over and right onto the trailer. Okay, we're gonna unhook the trailer and back the car all the way to the snowmobile. I was under the impression before that it was a Yamaha. It's a Skidoo Formula 500 SLS. I don't know quite what that stands for. And pretty much the same as before. It's got a double carb system, and I'd actually try to start it right now, except for the fact that I can see that there's a bunch of crap in there, because it could possibly run. It's water cooled, which is pretty nice, but looks pretty much like the other sled we worked on. So all I'm going to do now is lift that back end and try to move it as far over this way as I can, and then I'm going to hook my tow strap up and we're going to yank it all the way around. And we're gonna just slowly pull this thing. Luckily the steering isn't locked up on it, so should be an easy pull, hopefully. We'll find out. Okay, here we have the sled sitting on the edge. Here's the trailer. We have chunks of wood underneath the back, and underneath the spring, the little U spring holder thing, and then we got it chalked with wood on each side, so hopefully it can't tip back, and we're gonna give it a tug and see what happens. I'm thinking it should just slide right on, or something crazy is gonna happen, but we're definitely gonna find out. Okay, we are loaded up and ready to roll. Got straps all over it again. This is the only piece that fell off when I was trying to 180 it or 90 it. It busted off because the ski dug way in the dirt. So I found the piece, and I'm going to try to stick some metal in here or something and put it back on, or find another replacement piece, I guess. But she looks good and I'm excited, so let's bring this home. Okay, so earlier today I couldn't help myself but kind of start fiddling with this thing, and it looks really good on the outside, but we have some bigger issues on the inside. So let's take a peek. So first of all, what I messed with was the air box, because as we know, the air box had a really bad mouse nest in it. So to prevent this, it looks like at some point in time they had put this honeycomb material on here, or it even might have come with it. But that was chewed through, dang mice, and they really made a nest. I mean, this thing is like full. So I sprayed a bunch of stuff in there to make sure that nothing in there would survive, and I yanked it off. And that brought me to my next holy moly, which is this right here. Look at these carbs. You believe that? Look at it, it's completely gone through right here, and I don't know if that's from the mice chewing, or it actually looks kind of like some sort of acid or something was going on. So that's terrible, really bad. So that's what I'm working on tonight. The nests were like packed in there, and my biggest concern right now is that quite possibly one of those could have been open or something, which the throttle isn't open, so I'm hoping that they're closed. But if it was open, the mice could have gotten into the motor or the engine, and that would just be like completely terrible. The second thing was, this one was also pretty stiff and locked up. So I worked on it a little bit, and it moves. I popped these off, I put liquid wrench in the hole, and it does move. It just feels really tight, even without the spark plugs. So it just needs to be worked a little bit more. It's really cold out today, so it's no surprise. But overall, this machine actually is in really nice shape. Like, you know, the rubber is really nice on it. The shocks look good. The seat doesn't look as chewed on, like, at all compared to the other sled, you know. Like, this has stuff in it that's not, it doesn't look chewed through or anything. So I think overall the sled on the outside is in much better shape. I am worried though that motor could need more work than what I was wanting to, what I was really hoping for. But it's a 500cc liquid cooled. So just when I was messing around here, hard to see. So if you look at the top of the boot while I'm moving it, you can see right up top here it's ripped. So we're gonna work these off if they will, but I think they're probably just gonna rip off, which is fine. That's a known problem on a lot of snowmobiles. Wow. Okay, here's the second one. Bag it first. And it is. What the heck happened here, guys? Wow. Look at how these are just. Look at how the edge of this is just completely eaten away. And then look at the intake. Like, it's completely packed. Alright, so we got in here and we started doing some looking around. Unhooked the exhaust from right here on the joint just to see if the nest had went through. Exhaust side looked great, no problems. So then we went on this side, and essentially how this works is this is the Rotax part. So it has two carbs, right? and each carb goes to the other side of these holes. And then with this plate, it sits in here on that spline. If you guys can see that, I know light's kind of bad right now. And it spins, and there's a timing mark on there and a timing mark on here, and this spins around, and I guess would suck from either side, left, right, and the nest had went up to this. I'm not seeing it in there, but this was what was freezing up our motor, because as soon as I open this up, the rust on here, you can see the rust right there and the rust down there. So all three of these are locked together, and now with the spark plugs out, I can use my socket, and this spins around real nice. So it freed it up, and I can see in there, and there might be a little tiny bit of dust in there, but the nest stopped at the end here, and I don't even know what it really was, because it doesn't even look like a nest. I mean, it's just like acidity, right? It chewed away at the tops of these, the acidity did, the top of this Rotax thing, and it chewed away at the carb really good. I mean, I don't even know if that's salvageable, but I'm gonna look up some parts and see if I can just get that plate and maybe 2 carbs or something. I don't know. Okay, everyone, it is day 2, and last night I went in and I searched for some parts, and what I was able to come up with was a guy on Marketplace is selling parts for one of these 500 sleds, and I asked him how much for the carbs. We agreed on $50, and Friday I'm supposed to drive an hour to get them, so that's the plan. The only difference between that sled and this one, that one was a 500 as well, but it was an SL, and this one's an SLS. I don't know if that's going to make a difference, but I'm willing to gamble and see. But I have got this plate cleaned up. This one was pretty rusty. I cleaned it up quite a bit. It's nice and smooth now. It just kind of is discolored still. And then I reset it in here to what I believe is right. So the right hand piston, it's a twin, so this piston on the right is at top dead center, and my timing mark is this little top piece, and I'm going to verify it with the bottom timing, but that's where I'm at. And then I'm going to get this cleaned up some more and put that back on there, and my hope is I want to get this put on there tonight and vacuum out the inside where all that crud fell out. I don't know, I still don't have any clue what on earth it could be. Some sort of gasset, or maybe it was from the mice being in the box and just their nastiness filled this up and caused it to just be completely disgusting. But I can salvage this. You know, we're going to clean it up real nice, but I can salvage that. But unfortunately these carbs, I just don't want to salvage them. I'll keep them around, I'll take them apart and maybe use the jets out of them or whatever, but they're just, they're no good. Okay, I went through and I just vacuumed up the bottom here, and I was going to put this little plate on, but what this is, right here where the light's shining, that is actually the automatic oiling system, and this line here is done, and then on the back side there's a secondary line because it has 2 cylinders, and the lines go up through this little jet and into the motor. It's easier to see, I guess, in the back here. So those little green, it's probably see it. Little green thing right here. That's where the oil comes in. And so I gotta find out what size stuff that is, and then figure all that out as well. So I'm gonna leave that unhooked for now. So my next plan is to get the caps off of these and pull the carbs off of here so that they are no longer in my way. This is the tool to go to every time. It works. Inside plumbing, outside here in the garage, just no matter what, just constantly using them things. Alright, so we got the top undone, but the plunger piece here is just froze right up. So that's gonna be an issue. Let's try this one. Also froze right up. Alright, so I cannot get the okay, so I can't get this plunger valve to open up. I even tried pounding a screwdriver in there. It's not going to work. So now we're doing step 2, which is what I was originally going to do just to clean these, but it's chemicals. The good stuff. So we're going to soak this probably one at a time, because I probably can't get 2 in here. Maybe I can. Let's try. Get in there, you hog. Now, take what I can get. Okay, I have been working on these carbs, trying to get them to free themselves, but even heating them up real hot with the torch and dunking them, it's just not getting me anywhere.
Hi. Oh. Hi, beautiful. It's nice to live on an island with no large cities.